Hello and happy Money Monday. It's Bridgette here. I am here today to talk about simplifying in order to scale. A very important concept, also the theme of my 2022. So if you know my story, you know I left corporate America about 6 years ago and I kind of spun around in entrepreneurship for a while before landing after all the pivots, all the pandemic, all the kinds of things, and I landed and I have now found my niche, right? So prior to that, I always thought that diversity suited me. I had my hands in a whole bunch of different things. And it wasn't long before I could tell that that actually wasn't a sustainable plan. And the reason really is because if you are in a service industry or a product industry, whatever it is, whatever your social media platform, your digital platform on your website is, you want to make sure your audience is crystal clear, right? So for me, I was doing all kinds of different things. I was doing some network marketing, I was teaching boot camp, I was doing some personal finance, coaching, doing CFO work for corporations, like just a whole bunch of different things that I think are meaningful and helpful because you might want to expand and branch out until you try a bunch of things and figure out exactly where you want to go. But if you're looking to actually scale, you're going to have to simplify in order to do so. So you pick one of those things or two, depending on the audience you're serving, and you go for it, right? So I'll explain kind of what that means and what that looks like now. So why is it so important to simplify? In order to scale your business. And number one is you get to create a niche, right? So you've got a niche. For example, like you want people to be able to place you and whatever word associates with that. So the example that I have is money, right? So I want, when people think of money, particularly business money and finances, I want them to think Bridgette. So my content, the way that I show up, how I teach, the words and the language that I use, I want you to associate money with me, meaning I can help you. I'm a CFO, I'm a chief financial officer, I have a team, we work with entrepreneurs, we simplify money, right? So think about what that is for you and what you want to go into 2022 with your messaging centered around. Number two is it allows you to become the expert. So when you think about specialists that get results, there's a whole bunch of benefit there. They get to charge more, they get to add more value. It's a win-win for you and the client. So you're not trying to learn this vast, you're not trying to be a generalist. You're really like honing in on solving specific problems so that that value can be provided to the client on the other end. You can solve the problem faster. You can reduce their learning curve. So for me, there's a ton of CFOs out there. There's a ton of people that help you with money. There's personal finance, wealth management, there's CPAs that do taxes, and then there's our CFO team, which does accounting, bookkeeping, strategy, all kinds of things for leadership support for business owners. So our niche is really centered around like service and product-based entrepreneurs, either startup to scaling. And it's been super helpful to be able to get clear on the messaging of who we help, because otherwise your audience is confused, right? So you want to be able to create that win-win for not just the client, but for you, because you're going to be the expert. You're not going to be chasing all these rabbit holes down, trying to figure out how to solve the next problem that comes up for you or in your area, right? Like we've all been there where someone's like, oh my gosh, I see you do this, but can you help me with this? And while maybe you can figure it out, it might not be the best use of your time. Which brings me to the next point. Simplifying allows you to get super ninja with your time, your energy, and your team. So the most profitable businesses use their resources optimally. And what I mean by that is if you've got a mission that is all kind of in alignment, different offers for different, whatever your funnel, if you will, those offers are in alignment, then all cylinders are firing in the same direction. So your content can be repurposed. You can add add-ons or grad programs or different levels of experience to your customer journey because they're all in alignment, right? So it's kind of, if you look at it that way, to be able to simplify, you're doing less work because you're able to work smarter when you simplify what you're offering and what you're putting out there. It's been a game changer for me. I started simplifying in 2021, and it's even going further in 2022. The responses are really crystal clear because I'm speaking to my ideal customer, my clients, and supporting in a way that feels really good to me. We have to protect our energy. As entrepreneurs, especially when you're starting out or early stage, a lot of times you're the face of the business, you're the producer of the client experience or the product. So figuring out what that niche is, figuring out how to simplify this year is going to be a game changer for you. So with that, if you have simplified, if there's a word that you associate, like mine is money, right? What is the word where you want people to be able to place you? I want to hear about it. So find me on Instagram at Bridgette Boucha, or reach out at bridgetteboucha.com on my website, because I would love to be able to hear this, support you. I'm rooting for you. I'm on this entrepreneurial journey with you. And this is your one-stop shop every week, where I drop money bombs and share things from lived experience from one entrepreneur to another, always with a little bit of money spin on it. So with that, happy Money Monday. I'll see you next week.